Everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's sketch is here on the screen and it has the measurements written on it, and of course I got this from Pinterest, and down below you'll have all my links, which includes my Pinterest page, and it's on my card sketches board. Okay, so we're still working with the Kaisercraft paper pad, and I have everything pre-cut. I did add a couple of layers. The dark gray that's on the background, I've added a layer for that, and the one that goes horizontal underneath the top two layers that have mats, I've included a mat for that. And basically any of the mats, it's 1/8 of an inch bigger than what the measurement is. So the base paper is 4 by 5 1/4, and my mat, which is the brown craft paper that I put down first, is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I'm using the ATG tape and the art glitter glue, which allows me room to move it around or peel it up if I put it on a little wonky. And this collection, it's really fun because one of the things I like most about the 6x6 paper pads is that the papers are made to coordinate with each other. So you can pick 3 or 4 different patterns within that grouping and it'll still make a really pretty card, even with all the different patterns that are happening. So once again, mat for this, just go 1/8 of an inch bigger. And I will tell you that when it comes to the mats, if you're matting areas that on the original sketches don't have a mat, sometimes it will take away, because that's 1/8 of an inch on all 4 sides that you're going to lose of the pattern paper behind it. But I'm okay with that. I don't mind the different layers. So we're still attaching. And this sketch right here, this isn't Operation Right Home. I think there was a similar one that Operation Right Home had. But on this one, because of the layer that I added on that blue paper, I wanted to add some score tape. So, which is just a little bit stronger than the ATG tape, so that it would stay flat. Because I'll show you on my test, or my test card, I wound up having to put some foam underneath, and the foam made it too high. So I realized that in order to make it lay flat, I just needed that extra strong adhesion, so that way it would lay completely flat. And then this is the pattern paper. It has some of the gold foil on it, which I love. And on this one, because of the 2 layers, I decided I would just do a long strip of foam and just call that a day. So I'm just putting some foam tape down on the non-adhesive side, and I'm going to put that face down on the cardstock, and then I'll be able to pull the backing off and attach it to my card base. And I could have moved the green one up a little bit higher, and then we would have had more space on the bottom, but I kind of liked it a little bit lower. So that I didn't mind. I decided to leave it there. And then I wanted to grab one of the sentiments that were in the back. That's one of the things I like about Kaisercraft paper pads, is they always have those added pull aparts or different things that you can use. So I'm going to sand the edge, because it has a little bit of those knots on it from where you take it out of the paper collection. And I'm going to attach it to a mat of its own, and then we're going to trim it down with our paper trimmer. And I get it as best I can. I try not to stress it, but you are going to see me play with you can see part of the paper cutter there, because I'm trying to get it trimmed down and ready to attached to the actual project, which I wind up using the foam for that as well. And on one end, because of the foam that we've already used, I do have to double it up so that way it's nice and even. You'll see here. So there's our final piece. At first I was going to cut this one in half and have them go side by side, and then I was like, well, what's the point? I have this one right here. I'll just trim it down a little bit, add a piece of foam, tape on the non-adhesive side, putting that straight down to the cardstock. And then once I take the backing off, I had a small piece that I'm going to attach on the left side. Put down a little bit of glue, and then we're going to put our sentiment. Now, of course, if you want to do a stamp, you can go by the measurements that are, you know, on the card sketch itself. But since I was using these pre ones, I just took them out of the paper collection and, you know, put them on a brown craft mat. So in this open space, I decided that I wanted to put the gold Nuvo drops. I want to say this one is the Enchanted. Oh no, it's pale gold. And while I was doing my photos, I actually wound up putting my finger in one of them because it wasn't completely dry. And so I had to like fix one of the droplets. But I'm tapping it here up against the Nuvo lid to make it go flat. And then I also wanted to share, I put some of the liquid on top of the diamonds. I saw Amy R on Facebook, on YouTube doing that, and she suggested it because it allows you to be able to see what it looks like when you're looking through your different Nuvo drops. It's a really cool idea, and it didn't take long to do. So here are the close-ups. I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining me. Please hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And of course, at the very end, I will have links to previous card sketch videos. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you with our next video.